happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, Festivus, whatever you celebrate, but happy holidays. And I am here to talk about, if you can't tell, holiday hair. So one of my favorite things, if I've been out all day and I know I've got a holiday party that night, or say maybe you have a little holiday boo you've got to see after 5, I don't know. But a great style that you can do to really refresh your look if you've been out all day like me and your curls have started to fall is to do what I like to call my over to the side. Not really a technical thing, but it's kind of like an 80s inspired style that I love. And if you've seen some of my appearances and even on the New Atlanta, it was a style that I did a lot because I loved it. You're basically just taking your hair and literally, you know, taking all of it and pinning it over to the side, but you're getting really good volume and curls, and it's a nice way to get a little extra glam in just a few minutes if you've got to do that quick transition from day to night. So I'm going to walk you through first all the pieces that you're going to need to do this style. Again, these are all going to be things that you probably have at home, and if you don't, super inexpensive, because my mantra here, say it with me, is diva on a dime, and there's not going to really be many things that I show you or tell you guys that you can't get for $20 or less. There'll be a couple that are a little more, but the majority will be $20 or less. So starting with, fancy bowl not included, bobby pins, which of course are going to be the staple of any updo, side do, or any kind of do. So you're really just going to need just regular bobby pins. You're going to need the traditional ones. Next are some of my favorite hair tools. I use these in the shower when I'm styling my hair at night to get ready for bed, but these are going to need today your little alligator teeth hair clips, and these are going to help hold your hair to the side. Next, two very important things. The only products that I really use for this style, I'm not going to be re-wetting or doing any of that. I will say though that if your hair has been, say, in a 2-strand twist or a wash and go, you can definitely use water, you know, or wet products for that. But since I'm coming from a dry style, these are going to be the only two that I use. My Straight from Eden repairing oil, which is from Creme that I love, super light. It's a mix of like jojoba, coconut, you know, any oil will work, but this is going to be the one that I use 99% of the time. Also, Creme of Nature's Perfect Edges, because we're taking it over to the side. If you see, my edges are a little fuzzy. So these are going to give us, you know, a nice little sleek do for night. Had to reach deep down in my stash for this. I'm sure every little girl of a certain shade has had her hair brushed with this brush, but I cannot seem to get away from it. But this is another good brush for smoothing, and again, taking those edges and really laying the edges down. So I use this after I've gotten, you know, the style in place and to really smooth it. And then to finish, if you're taking, say this is a flexi rod, hair that's been on flexi rods that has fallen, I like to use, I love wand curls, but I honestly only use a wand when I go to a stylist or someone's doing my hair, because I have not been able to master a wand. So if you're like me and wand challenged, curling irons. Yes, this curling iron has no tip, but it's my favorite curling iron, and I really love this barrel size. I don't know the exact measurements. This might be like the 3/8 or something like that, but I use a mix. Oh, I'm like, that's Leo. Leo may be joining us from time to time as we do the video. Leo is very into natural hair and holiday hair, but I use a mix of curling irons to give different sizes, the same way you would use maybe a mix of different rods or different flexi rods to get different sizes. Now, I did say again that everything was inexpensive. The one little wild card that I'm going to give is that if you do want to kind of take this style to the next level, one of my little favorite things that I like to do, clip-ins. Now I'm going to be doing, you know, a video where I go more in detail about my clip-ins and the Indian hair and that whole nine, but I do want to at least show you tonight the option of, if you do have some hair laying around, how to kind of take the style for a little more va-va-voom and just extra volume if you need it. So let's get started. You definitely are going to need a mirror for this, so I'm going to be taking this to the mirror so I can really walk you guys through and you can really see how I take this from here to there and over to the side. So join me at the mirror. Okay. Get your mirror, bathroom, bedroom, or in my case, this lovely mirror in my living room. Whatever, just need a good mirror so you can see, you know, what's going on. I have a couple pins just holding back the front of my hair because, as I said, this is really a style for at the end of your day when you're taking this, which is, I wouldn't say it's nothing into something, but a little bit of nothing into a whole lot of something. If you notice when I showed the tools earlier, I didn't show a comb, and that's because when I'm doing this style, I like to keep the volume, so I usually just use my fingers for shaping. And as I said, you definitely want to try to do, this is like giving you Lisa Bonet, like super good, like 80s big hair. Now this is where you're going to come in with the old school slightly hood brush, and again, I'm not going to super brush to brush all the way through and brush the curls out. At this point, I'm just brushing to smooth. Same thing with the back. My kitchen is more like a basement, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna take my clips and hold the top because my hair starts, because again, I'm growing my hair out so the top is getting a little longer, and where the clips are great is that if you don't start to clip the top while you're trying to pin the bottom, it's falling over and you're just kind of giving yourself more work. So again, taking the clip, holding my hair up. So I'm gonna start, I like to start from the bottom with my pins. And I'm usually just pinning and tucking, pinning and tucking. And you'll see that this is something that I do for a lot of my, a lot of my updos, because the goal is just, again, to give your hair shape. And what I like about this is, if you notice, when I'm having like my moment with myself, I like the volume on top. And so when you're pinning and you're pushing the hair up, yes, it's to the side, but it's almost like an up and over. So that's really what I'm also going for. So I'm gonna go in and hold up here. And at about this point, you're gonna start, deciding, okay, where do I want this to stop? Because again, you see the whole goal of the style is over to the side. If you want it a little more done, you can always even sleek that a little bit more. But I like, again, I'm going for Lisa Bonet, super 80s, very va-va-voom. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of the Straight from Eden, and this is great on the sides, softness and shine. So now I pretty much have, really the base of the style. And now as you can see, this is where my day of running the street, I've lost my shape. So I'm gonna go in now. This is where you could use a wand, or in my case, since I am wand challenged, I'm gonna use a curling iron. I really don't wanna have to wand all of my hair. Now you can if you want this style like super defined. I'm gonna start, kind of showing you just what I'm gonna do to get these curls. So we're gonna start with that. Now I'm gonna be using my ghetto curling iron that has lost the tip, and then we're rolling. And again, the goal with this is that you're windmilling as close as you can get to the root, because that's where you get the corkscrew curl. And a lot of times people will say, oh, you can just wand it around the curling iron, and it's actually a little bit different. And then when you take it out, that's where you're getting this curl. So again, I love windmill, you're getting these curls. And I do this again with my flexi rods. And you'll notice if you look at my pictures, this is, if I had to say what's like Africa's signature curl, it's this windmill. And it's this method, and this is how I get them. And these top last ones are really just about giving it a bend and some shape so I can blend it in with the rest of the hair. So let's see, I'm gonna do a final look, see if there's any little pieces that need a little more love. So a couple things we're gonna do here. I'm going to take my Creme of Nature Perfect Edges. And again, with this, I love it because you need just a little dab to make it happen. I like to put mine on all my fingertips because then I don't put on too much product and then it does get like gloopy and goopy. So I'm literally just taking just enough to just smooth. And so after you put the perfect edges, the handy brushes back, and then you're just going and following up now that the product is on your edges. And again, just smoothing, just smoothing. And essentially, you are holiday ready to go. So, we are essentially done. I'm giving you Lisa Bonet on the side and a little side swoop. We've taken all day hair and zhuzhed it up, and like you're honestly ready to go. It took no time. And again, with things that you have right here in the house. Now, if you want to take it, as I said, to the ultimate next level, there was one little thing that I showed you earlier in my pieces. That's, again, this is not a $20 and under item, but if you have clip-ins and you're somebody like me that loves to add just a little extra, this is just a way to take this style and just give it a little something extra. So I'm going to show you it's one of my hairnista must-have secret weapons, I call it, and not so secret. But I love clip-ins because, again, you pop them in, you give that little extra look, you come home, you take them out, no fuss, no muss, and no damage. That's one. So you see, just with putting one in, you already see a difference. It just gives a little more extra volume. And I'm gonna go for two, because I can sometimes be too extra. So I'm gonna go for two. I'm like, and voila. So you see, this is the after. So you saw my hair without the clip-ins, which is still perfectly fine, great, good to go. But if you do want to just give that little, super Sophisticated Black Hair Magazine, Hype Hair, Essence Magazine, I'm ready to go out and be like the black girl about town with my hair looking awesome, then put in a couple clip-ins, curl them up, and you're ready to go. So, guys, this was your easy holiday, do-it-yourself, 10 minutes or less, diva on a dime, side swoop, holiday hairstyle. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Should be super easy. If you guys, I'm hoping that if you guys try it for yourselves, and if you do, tag me in the pictures, tag me in the videos. I would love to see it. And we'll be seeing you soon for more how-tos and hairnista chronicles and happenings and beauty and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, one last little tip. Since it is the holidays, if you want an extra way to make it just a little more special, get a really pretty like flower like rhinestone comb. I love ear cuffs and things like that, especially when you're doing your hair over to the side, because what's kind of dope about something like this is you clip it on and you're giving a little fever on the side. So just think about ways when you're doing your hair about easy things that you have around the house. Say you want to take it to like the Janet Jackson route and just put on one really dramatic earring, and you have this over here, or like a flash tattoo. So just think of fun ways to kind of take this style and take it even a little more, to the top. So sparkly combs, they have bobby pins now, or hairpins that have rhinestones on them. Any of those things you can take and put here, and we'll even make this even more festive. So happy holidays and happy hair. Bye, you guys.